Hey, it's your girl Liana. I honestly don't know what to. Well, here's the thing. Whenever I'm at work, and it's because I work in sometimes in a kids play zone area. I have this general argument in my mind of if I want kids or not. And it's a 75-25% type deal, 75%. I don't even know which way, because 75% of me, yes, I want kids, and 25% of me, yeah, no, I don't want kids, right? Fuck them kids, right? And it's the whole reality of how I was raised and everything, and I don't want anything to come back onto me, and I don't want, because the one thing when I do become a parent is I do want a healthy relationship with my children, just because I didn't have a good relationship with my parents and everything. I wouldn't make that effort in putting, the good relationship in with my child, like my parents didn't do for me, type thing. So it's and then the thing is the thing of the reality is being 21 during the pandemic, and, the first 3 years of my early 20s, I was in the middle of a pandemic. And so that was unexpected change, because I waited my whole life to turn 21, and universe was you thought you was going to be a hoe, right? So I only had one good week of being 21, and then the lockdown, right? And, but I guess it was okay, because in April of that year, I was in Jamaica to see my grandparents and everything. So I guess it was, and I tried with Bob Marley for the first time too. So I guess that was an okay thing. I guess, I don't know. Fuck it, right? I don't know. It was really interesting, and being that I'm going to be 30 in 4 years, I really don't know, because my original plan was I thought I would be married by 25, and I thought I would be finished with school, and because of the pandemic I didn't finish school because I dropped out, just because everything wasn't organized, and I had an injury on top of that, and I didn't have surgery until 2023. And so I was just in a lot of pain, and just, it was a lot of stress for me. And so the fact that my life is somewhat getting back on track in a way, it's just well, oh shit, the things that I wanted to do, or the life that I expected to have at 21 wasn't the reality, right? And so it's just and then with this whole YouTube thing, I thought it would be easy for me to do, and realize it's not that easy to do. Not that I want to take any benefit of it, or I want to be an influencer or whatever, but the reality of my mindset was oh, when I have my first video, it's going to go viral. But it was just the whole thing of the videos that I watched of how do you get 1K in 3 days and all that bullshit, right? I take my life now as just as a learning, it's okay for changes, but I think it was just the whole point of now I didn't know that I was going to be a lifeguard, right? And I'm a lifeguard because I told myself I would never be a lifeguard, and now I'm a lifeguard because I knew how to swim, but I just didn't knew that I had the capability of actually knowing how to save somebody. And I think it's just the way of I didn't have the maturity growth yet for me to actually focus, or the confidence. And I think, just like I had said before, the only time I had the confidence to do this was because of my Norwegian training that I had. And so that gave me the confidence to do this. And then I got promoted as well from from my title in lifeguarding as well too at the end of June, with only being in 1 month of, or I think it's been like 3 weeks of being, from doing aquatic attractions to shallow lifeguard, where I could do bottoms of the rides as well, because I was only able to do tops of rides, right? So it's been different, right? And so I think the only time I had the confidence in myself is water, because like I said, I love the water and I learned how to swim ever since I was little. But I just learned the basics of swimming, like knowing how to tread water, knowing how to float, knowing how to front stroke, backstroke type thing, right? Diving. I love diving. Oh my God, I love diving. But that was just a general thing where like I know how to save myself in the water, right? Versus as knowing how to save someone else and myself in the water. But now that I have both skills, it's just like, so it's been an interesting summer, especially from the summer that I had last year. I feel like I did a lot more at from my hotel job than I do at my current job. And I've been with this company. This was my first job since I was 18. So like I've basically saw myself grew up there with the different things that and the reason why I do like this job is like there's not one particular area where like I need to stay. Like if I don't like a certain thing, I could go into something else, or anybody could like go. If they don't like being in the restaurants, they could go into merchandise or whatever, right? So it's like it's not where you're stuck in one spot, and you could always stay, and supervisors aren't shitty, and they actually listen to our availability where we could have a couple of days off, and they allow us to have those days when needed, so it's just that it's like a work, I guess the more thing is like the work-life balance, where like you're not always stuck and you're not always feeling guilty when you need to call out, if you're not feeling sick, because like that was the problem that I had at my hotel job, is like it was just like every time I would have to call out, or I would have to tell them like, hey, I'm not feeling well, or I would have to come in sick because like they need me to work. And it's just like, okay, I don't want, like, especially being around older people, I don't want to be sick, right? So it was just like, it was something. But I see the difference is like I'm growing a lot more in working with my first job that I had, and so with this company. And the reason why I'm not really saying any names or anything, is just for my privacy and safety, and then of course social media rules and stuff. I just don't want to share a whole lot, and it's not your prerogative of knowing what I'm doing, right? And so I just keep that to myself in privacy reasons as well. I just am just saying what it is. Like my first job and then the hotel job, like that's what it is, right? And so I just feel like, working is a learning curve, especially because I started at 18, and then especially a couple of years later, it was in a pandemic. And so like I had that experience and everything. So it's been a learning growth and a learning process, of course. And so my thing is now I having this opportunity with Norwegian and working with them is like really cool. And so, especially one of my dream places that I've always wanted to be in, which is Hawaii. And so I just really feel like this is a cool opportunity. And I had other opportunities that I had to turn down because of my injury and because of the pandemic. I feel like somehow the universe is giving me what I've always wanted, right? So the only problem is now I'm still waiting, and that's what the universe loves me to do, is that I still have to wait for the opportunities that are always given to me, right? Fuck that shit. But I mean, I rather do what I'm doing now and then wait for Norwegian, because like now I feel like, even though the only reason why I want to go is to get away from my mother as well too, because I don't like that bitch whatsoever, and I could save money. And so I just feel like I want to just be on my own and then just get out of my environment that I'm in, because I hate it so much. And I just want to also experience some other things as well too, especially because the environment that I'm in now, I didn't have good experiences in them. And so I really don't know where I want to settle. I know I don't want to settle in Virginia because I hate it here. The only time that I would be here would be for the job that I'm at now, is for that seasonal time from summer to November. And that would be and I'll be in that location. I won't be where I'm at right now. I won't be in this room, right? Coming back here. Fuck this place. Fuck this home. I hate it here. But, I don't know exactly like where I want to like really settle for like the growth of my family and everything, because I know that I want to be somewhere where I will of course have the potential in career with my job, but I know that I will keep what I will have, like, with my cruise ship and my land job, so that I don't lose my identity, right? Because, like, I will still be growing. This will be my first contract with Norwegian, and it will be my first year with Norwegian and everything. Meanwhile, with the company here that I work with, it's how I am today. Without my first job and everything, I wouldn't be able to make YouTube videos. I want to have the confidence to do YouTube videos. I want to have the confidence with my personality. I want to have the confidence with my work ethic, because without my first job, I wouldn't have the confidence to also work with Norwegian, right? And the only difference is that I will be living and working on a cruise ship, right? And so you guys will be eventually seeing me whereas, just like seeing this background, you'll be seeing my cruise ship room and everything and stuff like that, right? And so, of course, I would have to like get permission and figure out what I can and can't, do. But I will cross that bridge when I get there. But no pun intended. But it's just that, it's been a journey, especially because I'm figuring everything out on myself, because I don't have the emotional stable help from my parents, because all that they have done and complained about is that they're the victim. And I'm just like, then what was the point of having me, right? If life was so hard and you were on your own and life was just struggle, why put a kid in a fucking situation, right? And that's like my whole thing is all too. I wouldn't want to feel like my child was a burden. And so first and foremost, I know like that when I have a family that I would be a wife and a mother. And it's just that the best way where I can have the good relationship where my child can trust me as more than they can trust their friend, right? And so that's what my goal is. And it's really hard. It's like, I know that I would be a great mother because I already know I have that mindset, but it's just like, I don't want to turn out how my mother is with me. And that's like what my biggest fear is like, I don't want to be like her with the relationship I have with her. And because like when my kids become adults, I want them to be like, I want to be their best friend, right? And so yeah. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird the fact that like I'm in this mindset right now, and I think because of just like the reality of it is like I thought I would have a kid before 30, and like I'll be 30 in 4 years. But the thing about it is like I'm grateful that I don't have a child in this situation, and I can still like figure it out on my own, and like hopefully like I'll have a great supportive partner that can help me figure this out as well too. And so that's what that I really don't need. Like the only thing is just like, not that I don't need any guidance, because like I had the guidance in with myself and everything, but it's just like I just don't want any more mishaps that I've already fucking been in, like what I've seen of being 21 in the middle of a pandemic, having an injury in the middle of a pandemic, not working for a while, dealing with the fucking mother that don't want to do something on her own but wants me to do everything for her type crap. And so it's just, yeah, it's just that, honestly, like I don't want any more of turmoil and just chaos, even though I know how to manage and figure out, because that's just been my whole life, is just dysfunction and chaos. And so it's just like for my child, I don't want that for them, and I want them to feel like they are wanted in this world, right? And so that's what I hope to accomplish when I do become a parent and everything, right? So yeah, that is that. And the thing about it is like I kind of am glad like I don't look up to like any influencers or anything like that per se, because like I grew up religion and everything, sinning and idolizing someone not other than God has been like my first and foremost, is why I don't have like, I'm not in any cults or any I don't have like plaster billboard of Justin Bieber. Like I was never any of that girl or been in any of like that fandom bullshit, just because I feel like, why are you obsessing with somebody that you'll never meet in your life, right? And they don't give a shit about you, and you're going back to somebody that don't know you, and like, be fucking for real, right? So like yeah, that is just that for today, and that kind of mantra of life right now is just figuring out. But I think like what I want for myself is like I want to finish school. I think finishing school and finishing my career and just starting my business and everything is most important for me right now before having a child. And if that's not if the case is like, if I slip up and, I don't have that all figured out at the time of my first child, that's fine. But the one thing that I will never do is blame my child just because I didn't have that figured out, because I still can figure out and still have my child, right? Because to bring life into this world and then abuse it and to feel like they are a mistake, I feel like you just to have the ability to give life and then blame life like that, I feel like you are a disserviced and should be thrown in the middle of the ocean and suffer for the rest of life in hell, right? That's a death sentence, because to have the ability to bear children and to create life, and then to have the ability to abuse it is just mind-boggling to me. It's crazy. So that's why I feel like, because I had the gift and the ability to give life, I would never want to disown and disacknowledge the feeling of life given, right? So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. And that's where just been my headspace at as well too. So yeah, peace out. Bye.